Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking to you about my 10 tips for helping you find that self-belief. So number one, it's learnable. You weren't born doubting yourself. You need to get rid of all the limitations and all the doubts that you've put on yourself and think about starting afresh. Number two, dealing with your inner critic. That little niggly voice in the back of your head telling you you're not good enough, you shouldn't try it in case you fail, all these horrible little thoughts in your head. You have to first of all think, whose voice is this actually? Is it actually you? It's not. It's either something someone's told you, maybe a teacher, a bully, a parent, someone that's put you down and it's stuck in your head, and then now you think this is how you look at yourself, and that's what takes that self-belief away. So you really have to think, okay, this isn't actually me. You have to listen to your true voice. You have to strip away all of that and listen to your true voice. Number three, flip your weakness into your strength. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I used to have a characteristic that used to drive me crazy. I overthink everything. I analyze everything. My mind is constantly racing. So what I did here, I went, how can I use this in a positive way? So actually what I look at it is now, it's not that I overthink, it's that I have really strong imagination and I've got a lot of drive. So I look at myself in a lot more positive light because of that. Do this with your weakness. If you think maybe I'm a stubborn person, it's not stubborn, it's single-minded determination. If you think that you're too sensitive, don't look at it like that, just think that you're a caring person. You really have to find the positives out of the negatives. So number four, be your own motivational coach, okay? So this is self-talk. I used to talk to myself in a very negative way, and the problem with that, it was like a magnet for negative things. So what I started to do was self-talk, be my own motivational coach. So some really useful tips on this. When I first started, I would do it in my head, and the problem was the negative thoughts would take over. So I started talking out loud. I started talking in front of the mirror. I started recording my own voice. I started talking to the camera like I am doing now, and it really cemented in those positive thoughts. And because I was saying it out loud, it really helped. The other thing and another way that's really useful is writing them down. So give it a go. Number five, and I think this is maybe one of my favorites because I always speak about it and I actually have a whole video dedicated to it. Visualization. So creating a really positive image of yourself. So let's just talk a little bit about visualization, because I think a lot of people think that it's just closing your eyes and picturing where you are or picturing you do something. It's so much more than that. It's really feeling yourself doing it. So for example, if you were riding and you wanted to visualize yourself riding and improve that, you really need to feel that you're on the horse. Really feel with your legs, your seat, your hands, and really visualize yourself going through each stride, each movement, and make it a really powerful feeling, and that's when you get the most out of visualization. An interesting fact, and I love telling people this, is that your brain can't determine the difference between you imagining something and you actually doing it. So if you visualize something going right all the time, as you go into that thing, your mind already thinks that it's happened, well, loads. So you go into it a lot more positively and you feel a lot more prepared. Number six, replace the perfectionist. So what you need to do is go for excellence, not perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. We are only human. We make mistakes. Also, we are riding animals at the end of the day. They make mistakes. So what this does, if you're a perfectionist, it stops you acting. You feel like you're never ready. You feel like, I'll wait a bit longer until I'm much better and then I'll go and do it. And the thing is, because you don't do this, you don't push yourself forwards, you don't learn. You don't make the mistakes, you don't make the failures and then learn from them and grow from them. To succeed, you have to fail. So they say to be truly successful, you have to double your failure rate. So the problem with being perfectionist is you never go out there and fail. So you never truly get that success. So this is why I'm telling you to get rid of that perfectionist. So number six leads me nicely into number seven. Handle your failures positively. This is such a huge thing, and it took me so long to figure it out. You have to really think, when something goes wrong, when you mess up, when you fail, how can I grow from this? How can I learn from this? And I know from past experience that when I started looking at my failures in a positive way, I grew from them a lot more than when I was successful and when I did something well. So you really do have to find the positives out of a bad situation, and you will find it so rewarding and so helpful. As well with failure, don't be so hard on yourself. You have to be your own best friend. If your best friend came to you and say, oh, I messed up this or I failed this, what would you do? Would you beat them down? Would you tell them they're not good enough? Of course you wouldn't. You'd pick them up. You'd say, these things happen. There's always another time. Be patient, grow from it. So really you do have to be your own best friend in these situations. One last thing that I want to point out about failure, and it's something that I've spoken about before. No one really talks about it. No one's very open about it. On social media, no one really puts their failures up. It's the Instagram lifestyle. People just put up their best bits. So the problem with this is people go onto Instagram and Facebook and they go, well, it's so much easier for them, or they're not having a bad time like me. But the reality of it is everyone is having these hard times. So just remember, you're not the only one. Everyone fails. But it's the people who succeed are the ones that learn from it. Number 8, stop falling into the comparison trap. Do not compare yourself to other people. There is always going to be someone who is further ahead than you. There is always going to be someone who seems to have it easier or better than you. If you keep doing this, you are going to keep pushing down that self-belief. What you need to do is compare yourself to you. You are only in a competition with yourself. How I look at it, have I improved since a year ago? Am I a better me? Have I improved since 6 months ago? Am I better now? If the answer is yes, you are winning. Number 9, your influencers. So the 5 closest people to you will influence you massively. The power of influence is huge. So you pick up their characteristics, you pick up their habits. So you really have to be wise when you choose your inner circle. If you have someone negative in your life and is constantly putting you down and constantly telling you you're not good enough, you need to look at it. You need to look at the relationship. You need to really look at it if it's worth it. If it's a family member, maybe you need to speak to them about it. Maybe you need to tell them that it's having this effect on you and it's bringing down your self-belief. Another thing as well, it's not just the people you're around, it's what you read, it's what you listen to, it's what's on your social media. So for example, if you follow loads of pages that are very negative, you're going to be looking at negative stuff all the time. If you read things that are very negative, you're going to be thinking negatively a lot. So what I do, I read a lot of self-development books. I read a lot of books about people who have been very successful and very happy. And that really pushes that influence into my life. And finally, number 10, be kind to others. So this may sound a little bit weird because we're in a self-belief talk, but it is such a huge factor. People will treat you how you treat them. So if you treat someone negatively, they're going to be negative towards you. If you pick them up and make them feel great, they're going to do the same for you. So this is something really important to remember. And there is nothing better than making people feel good. So just remember that. Those are my 10 tips for helping you find that self-belief. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment and I will get back to you. I hope you enjoyed this. There will be plenty more coming. I am going to be doing the Facebook Lives as normal on a Thursday evening at 8:15 p.m. and then I will be following up by recording these shorter videos for people to go back to. So I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I'll see you soon.